let's provide a solution given this equation. So we have k raised to power 6 is equal to 2 raised to power 6. So what is the value of k? Solution. Okay, so we have k raised to power 6. This is equal to 2 raised to power 6. Okay, now we can take 2 raised to power 6 on the left hand side, so that we have k raised to power 6 minus 2 raised to power 6, which is equal to 0. Okay, now we can express k raised to power 6 minus 2 raised to power 6 as k raised to power 3 squared minus 2 raised to power 3 squared. This is equal to 0. Okay, now as you can see that k raised to power 3 squared minus 2 raised to power 3 squared is actually in the form of the difference of two squares expressed as a squared minus b squared, which we can express as a minus b, a plus b. Okay, so that now we'll have k cubed plus 2 cubed, and then k cubed minus 2 cubed. This is equal to 0. Okay, so we have the first part. This is our first part, and this is the second part. Okay, so now for the first part, which is k cubed plus 2 cubed, this is in the form of a cubed plus b cubed, which you can express as a, okay, plus b, a squared minus ab plus b squared. Okay, so now expressing k cubed plus 2 cubed, this will be expressed as k plus 2 into the bracket. We have k squared minus 2k plus 4. Okay, so this is supposed to be equal to 0. Okay, so as you can see clearly, the first part, that the first value of k plus 2, this is equal to 0, and that shows that k, I can call it k1, is equal to -2. Okay, so this is the first solution. Okay, now in the second part, as you can see, we have k squared plus, that is minus 2k, sorry, plus 4. This is equal to 0, and this is a quadratic equation. Okay, and this is a quadratic equation of which we can solve using the quadratic formula as follows. See, k squared minus 2k plus 4, we are saying this is a quadratic equation with a equal to 1, with b equal to -2, and c equal to 4. Okay, so applying the quadratic formula, which is expressed as -b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac divided by 2a. Okay, so we just substitute the values of a, b, and c as follows. So you're going to have, this is -2, that is negative times -2, sorry, plus or minus the square root of b squared, which is -2 squared minus 4 times 1 times 4, divide everything by 2. Okay, so that now k is equal to negative times negative is positive, so we'll have 2, positive 2, plus or minus the square root of, this is 4, -2 squared is 4, minus 4 times 4, that is -16, divide everything by 2, so that you're going to have 2 plus or minus the square root of -12, divide everything by 2. Okay, so that now we're going to have 2 plus or minus, now we can express -12 as 4 times 3 times -1, divide everything by 2. Okay, so that now we're going to have, this is k divided by 2, which is actually 1, plus or minus. Now as you can see, the square root, this is square root, you can get square root of 4, which is 2. Okay, then we have actually the square root of -1, this is equal to I. Okay, so this is 2i square root of what? 3 divided by 2. Okay, so that now k is equal to 1 plus or minus 2 and 2 simplifies, so that we'll have I square root of 3. Okay, so remember we got the k1, so I can comfortably call this one k2, which is equal to 1 plus I square root of 3, and k3 is expressed as 1 minus I square root of 3. Okay, now that was for case 1. For case 2, remember we have k cubed, okay, minus 2 cubed. This is in the form of a cubed minus b cubed, which is expressed as a minus b, a squared plus ab plus b squared. All right, so that now we are going to have k minus 2, we'll have k squared plus 2k plus 4. This is equal to 0. Okay, and actually, as you can see, the fourth k, that is k minus 2, this is equal to 0, and that shows that I will call this one k4 is equal to 2, positive 2. All right, so let's proceed and solve the remaining values of k. So as you can see, k4 is equal to 2. So the other part, we have k squared plus 2k plus 4. This is equal to 0. Okay, so applying the quadratic formula again, we're going to have k is equal to minus b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac, divide everything by 2a. Now, from our quadratic equation, a is given as 1, b is given as 2, and c is equal to 4. Okay, now these are the coefficients. Actually, these are the the coefficients of k squared. The coefficient is 1, k, the coefficient is 2, and constant c, the value is 4. So we substitute to a quadratic formula, so that we're going to have minus 2 or plus or minus the square root of b squared, which is 2 squared, minus 4 times 1 times c, which is 4, divide everything by 2 times 1, okay, which is 2a. Okay, so that we are going to have, this is 2 squared, which is again 4, subtract 4 times 4, which is 16, divide everything by 2, so that we're going to have negative 2 plus or minus the square root of negative 12, okay, divided by 2. Okay, so that now we're going to have, this is negative 2 plus or minus, now negative 12 can be expressed as 4 multiplied by 3 multiplied by negative 1 divided by 2. Okay, so that we're going to have negative 2. Now this is negative 2 divided by 2. This is negative 1 plus or minus. This is the square root of 4, which is essentially 2, and the square root of negative 1. This can be expressed as I. Okay, so that we're going to have 2i divide square root of what? 3. Divide by 2, right? So that now you're going to have k equal to negative 1 plus or minus I square root of 3. Okay, so now you're going to have now k5 expressed as negative 1 plus I square root of 3, and k6 expressed as negative 1 minus I square root of what? 3. Okay, now as you can see, we have 6 solutions. We have 6 solutions. Those are the solutions for our equation. Okay, so that's why we end k raised to power 6 is equal to 2 raised to power 6. So that shows that we have 6 solutions of which we have calculated. So thank you for watching, and kindly subscribe.